Matt Step, Dave Campbell's Texas football here at Comalander Stadium in San Antonio. Here at the head coach of the 2-0 Steele Knights, Coach David Saenz, after a 62-34. We did confirm it was 62-34 win over San Antonio Reagan here on Saturday night. First, Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, Coach. First off, Reagan comes out and they hit you with the big play on the first play. They're going to hit a long touchdown. Their sideline is fired up. It's 7-0. They're looking to pull the upset. They're alive. Everything is going good. And you guys come back. Your first drive, I think, scoring 3 plays and kind of settle things down and kind of get things back to normal. How big was that response for you guys? Because when you guys have had this kind of success you've had, you're going to get everybody's best shot, and they come out and hit you with a little punch there. How big was it for you guys to come back and kind of just answer that
That was huge. They scored on that first play, and like I told our guys at halftime, we come off playing a SLAT team that week before. Now we're playing a more conventional type of offense, and a lot of our guys placing 6 or 7 on defense, and they hit you with that play, and it just helps to have a ton of experience back on offense, and those guys, you got the experience along with the talent, and they execute at a high level, and that's a good thing.
We'll talk about your offense here in a minute. Your defense, your secondary especially.
Yes.
You had a really veteran secondary last year, and a lot of those guys are now playing on Saturdays, doing great things at the next level. And you mentioned you played a SLAT T team last week, so really your DBs were doing a lot of tackling. They weren't doing a lot of covering. Did that concern you going in? Because obviously Reagan can throw it around a little bit. They've got playmakers. Was that a concern for your young guys to kind of getting thrown in the fire?
Oh, yeah. Anytime that those guys' first time to play on Friday Night Lights and against a really good team and know the circumstances and situations and things like that. And, I'm proud of the way they played. They performed well. Obviously, we'll learn more off the film. But, anytime you got, 4 new DBs, or I think we had 2 new DBs out there for the first time, they played well.
Offensively, it starts with your quarterback, Chad. I saw his first varsity game as a sophomore a couple of years ago at the Alamo Dome. He just looks like he's in complete command of the offense. The quarterback's always the leader. What kind of leader is Chad? As far as he's very talented as well. What kind of leader is he?
No, he's a great leader. He's one of the hardest workers we got on our football team. It helps to it started since that first game of the sophomore year, and you can tell the game has slowed down tremendously for him. So he has a grasp of the offense. He's got a great relationship with his receiving core, and along with the running back Jonathan Haddon.
And then your receivers, man. I imagine you're a lot of defensive coordinators who have to prepare for y'all have a hard time figuring out which guy to stop. Because if it's not Jalen, it's Royal. It's not those 2, it's Grant. You got 3 guys who can really make plays and are really dangerous and put a lot of stress on the opposing defense. Do you kind of give when you guys are calling pass plays, especially? Do you give Chad the freedom to make those reads, or is he?
Yeah, no, it is. This year we're a lot more with the read type stuff, just because he's the game is slowed down for him.
Sure.
Early on in the sophomore year, we were trying to put him in chances and not to make him read too much, just because of the speed of the game at that time for him. But yeah, a lot of it now is he's reading different options and things like that. And again, he's been very, very on point. He hadn't had a whole lot of incompletions in these last couple of games. And
no, he hasn't.
That just goes to show that he's making some right reads right now.
Final question for you, or not really a question, but an observation that I had, and maybe you can agree or disagree, but I feel like looking at you guys this year versus last year, in the trenches, you guys look bigger, you look stronger, you look like your kids have matured a lot. How big is that going to be to make the kind of playoff run you want? So you've been around this long enough, winning games in November, December, it's got to start up front.
Right.
It looks like you guys are much more equipped to win those battles later in the year. You guys have been doing a great job this offseason.
Yeah, there's no doubt. After we made that semifinal run last year, and you go in and you play against a physical Summer Creek team, and you see the type of guys that get in the trenches, and it comes down to tackling and running the football. Offensively, blocking, tackling, and we got to be able to stop the run, which we had trouble with, and saw that in the semifinal game, and that was a big emphasis for us this year. But just extremely proud of the way the O-line, D-line they've been working, and we got a tremendous amount of leaders, senior leadership on this team as well.
Coach, congratulations on the win. We'll see you down the road, and congrats on being 2-0. Good luck the rest of 2024 season.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.